songwriters are not also fronting a band and writing just for the craft of the song itself and whoever may end up doing it, but you also, I think you're taking a little breather right now that comes with the fall, but you've been really busy with your band and touring, and you also have a place where your songs are, most of them I imagine are aiming towards the band, or at least have been. So you're also thinking, okay, is it going to work with the band or not? Kind of nudging it?
Very definitely. And we've been together so long that we, you know, kind of, there's a lot of unspoken communication. And when I'm writing, I'm automatically thinking about, you know, what's Bevan going to do on the drums, or you know, what would he probably naturally do, you know? And then same with the bass too. And it's great because even though you do know one another really well, you still get surprised, but it's just that process of like working over something tends to get a lot shorter with time, because you write for the personality of the band, and then they in turn kind of are fluent in this language that you've all developed together. So it becomes just really like pretty easy, you know.
And I notice you're playing in drop D, which most guitar players out there already know it, but it's just a, but that note's down one. Is that just for this song?
Well, Comes with the Fall has quite a few tunes in that tuning. We kind of were on a quest at the beginning of the band to do some things that, with guitars that are fairly unusual. I think we've been successful in doing some interesting voicings for drop D, you know. We're not just kind of, you know, we're not just, we do a little bit of that too, but we're not just riffing power chords up and down the neck. We're trying to get into, you know, there's some pretty, you know, fairly sophisticated harmony for rock and roll. And I think that is a lot of the voicings that we use that are, they would be impossible in standard tuning, you know. And we also have another tuning that I learned about through Glenn Branca, who's an experimental guitar player from New York, composer. And he has this thing where he's all about drones and like having guitar players like tune all to one note, you know. But he'll do it with like 30 or 40 guys, you know, and it just makes this tremendous sound, you know. And then a couple of guys in his band at one point, or in his orchestra, his guitar orchestra, branched off on their own and started a group called Sonic Youth. And I'm a big fan of theirs as well. And
yes, definitely experimenters with sound for sure.
Yeah, so we kind of experimented with unison tunings and with drop D and all that kind of stuff, you know.
Well, there's a couple places in here I noticed where you keep this going as you change your chord above it.
Right. Yeah, the D just sort of serves as like a, you know.
Yeah, what is that right there? What's that second chord? It's like a B minor, but you put the D on there.
Right, right. Yeah. I keep it so that you get that root and that fifth.
Yeah, I'm not really used to that sound right there with that. That's nice.
Yeah. And then
just A. And then just make that a repeating thing, and that's your verse right there.
Right, exactly. That's the verse.
And I was like counting measures while you're going. It's like, and then there's a little couple bar thing before you get that no need to wonder. You know, some songs, you know, you fight with them or whatever. It sounds like.
This one, yeah, this wasn't a fight. This was not a fight.
And honestly, you know what? This would be a really, even though the message is a little darker, I mean, it's such a lovely tune. It sounds like you'd be very effective with a lighter performance, the sprightly performance, especially acoustic like this.
Yeah, I think any good tune is a good tune, no matter how it's arranged. As I said, my issue, having just written it at the time we were in the studio recording what was going to be our first album. My issue was, how do we get the definitive Comes with the Fall version of this song, you know? And so at that point it had nothing to do with sprightly anymore.
You're doing two jobs. You're writing, and then you're also, well, three jobs. You're performing and you're producing. So that's three different things.
Right.
You know, you brought some of your stuff here today, and I think we have a picture of it. If not, I'll hold it up.
Yeah.
Now this CD is a newest CD?
No, that's actually our second album.
Second one.
and that's The Year Is One.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to play a tune off of that like in a minute, but that's our second album that we've had out, I don't know, I guess a couple years.
Mm-hmm. And there was a DVD, and I went to your DVD release party. That was like in early part of the year, springtime?
Yeah, it was springtime.
Like
spring this year. That's
and
right.
So you guys have had a lot of activity, and and so you have a following around on tour, live performance, that kind of stuff. Okay, great. You know, for more information about Comes to the Fall, we're not doing advertising here, but you know, you can always email at the end of the show, putone@earthlink.net.
Not only that, but it's the, you can find us on the net with the most obvious thing possible.
Comeswiththefall.com?
Yeah.
You interviewed it right out of me.
I'm sorry, man.
Oh,
I just
man.
had to go there. But yeah, that DVD is a chronicle of the 2002 touring that we did. We went all over the place and did a whole lot of stuff, and that's sort of a document of it, you know.
So you're also probably writing some songs that just never end up with a band, right?
Right, yeah, there's always...
Because, I mean, you're a human being, and you
yeah.
own a guitar, and you sing.
Right, exactly. There's a lot of stuff that... But I try to keep that to a minimum. Like, if I see myself going down the primrose path with something, you know, I don't want to, like... I don't know. I want to write these things so that they can be played and used, you know? Like,
you find yourself writing stuff like... Do you say, okay, sell it to another artist, or let it go out there? Or?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I guess I've had some of that stuff happen, you know, where... It
doesn't really seem like I mean, I'm just feeling your vibe. It doesn't really seem like your focus. You just want to...
Yeah, well, I mean, I kind of had, you know, some luck co-writing with some people, and one of the tunes kind of became a big hit, and for a minute I thought, oh, maybe I could go in that direction, you know, but it really wasn't for me. I mean, I found that I was much better suited to pursuing my own course, since that became, you know, band and, you know, records that have a really specific sonic vision and all that stuff. You know, I didn't want to become like a writer for hire after all, but. You know.
Say you said writer for hire? Your rhyming is so good. Okay, now we're all curious. What's the big hit? Is this a secret, or can we know about it?
No, it's a tune. This woman, Dion Ferris, had a hit with it. You know, that song I Know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic, man.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Oh, yeah.
Good work.
It was cool, you know. It was great. And she did it great.
Well, but she is not our focus today. We got the man himself.
Right.
What's the name of this next tune?
This is Strung Out on a Dream. It's on the album The Year